Good morning, students. This year syllabus 6 chapters only given for your 9th class syllabus. Already given in the WhatsApp, that one. Real numbers, polynomials, lines and angles, linear equations, statistics, and surface areas and values. So already we have completed real numbers and polynomials. Now we'll do the linear equations. Okay. So linear equations, actually in previous video I started coordinate geometry. So that chapter is not there for this academic year. So that's why just I told the introduction of that coordinate geometry. So only you should use that concept for this linear equations. So coordinate geometry is not there for this academic year. So that's why I am not continuing that chapter. So now I will start linear equations in two variables. Okay. Now what is linear equation? So linear equation means an equation which represents a line. An equation which represents a line is called linear equation. Okay. So for example, in a graph, if you draw any line like this, these are all represents, these are all straight lines, no? This line, this line, this line, this line, all are straight lines. So every straight line has an equation. So that equation is called linear equations. Linear means line equation, line equation. So here actually linear equations generally we can write like this. Linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. We learned in polynomial chapter. Linear polynomial means ax plus b, cx plus d, py plus q, next to ux, uy, otherwise you can write ey plus f. These are all called linear polynomials. So linear polynomials in one variable. So in this polynomial we have only one variable. In this polynomial we have only one variable. In this polynomial we have one variable. In this polynomial we have one variable. These four polynomials are called linear polynomial. Linear polynomial means a polynomial in which has one or two variables, but the degree is one. A first degree polynomial with one variable or two variables is called linear polynomial. Here first degree single variable polynomial. So this is called linear polynomial. First degree means the power of this variable. Here x is the variable, c and d are constants. Here x is the variable, a and b are constants and numerals. They are nothing but numerals. Here y is the variable, remaining p and q are constants. Y is a variable, e and f are constants and numerals. That means numerals. These are called linear polynomials. This linear polynomial we should use is equal to symbol for linear polynomial. So you have to equate this linear polynomial to any numeral like 0, 1, 2, 3, anything. So then this linear polynomial becomes a linear equation. So now it is called as linear equation. But here it is called as only linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. So polynomial means it has no is equal to symbol, but linear equation it should have the symbol is equal to. Without is equal to symbol we can't say that it is an equation. So equation is compulsory, it should have the symbol is equal to. So this is called linear equation. So this is the linear equation. Then you can see cx plus d equal to, this is also linear equation. This is also linear equation. This is also linear equation. So these are all linear equations in one variable. So here only one variable will be there. Only x will be there. There is no y here. Here also only x will be there. There is no y. Here only y will be there. There is no x. Here only y will be there. There is no x. So single variable linear polynomial linear equations are these. These are examples. Two variable linear equation. Actually, ax plus by plus c is called is called a linear polynomial in two variables, x, y, two variables. The degrees of this x and y should be always 1 only. Here the x power or y power should be 1 only. If any of the variable has the power more than 1, like 2 or 3, anything will be there, it won't be a linear polynomial. So this linear polynomial is having the symbol is equal to, then it represents linear equation. This is also linear equations. In previous examples, those are also linear equations. This is also linear equation. Those are called single variable linear equations. This is a two variable linear equations. So our chapter is also linear equations in two variables. So like this variables you can take. So in this chapter we can take one variable equations also, no problem. Okay. So linear equation means a first degree equation in two variables x and y is called linear equation. So if you want to say this ax plus by plus c equal to 0 as linear equation, we have a condition. What is that condition? Mod a plus mod b equal to 0. So what is this condition? Mod a plus mod b equal to 0, not equal to 0. Mod a plus mod b not equal to 0 means when this mod a plus mod b equal to 0, if both a and b are zeros, then only it should be. When this mod a plus mod b equal to 0. Modulus a means absolute value. Absolute means if you take negative or positive of a, this modulus makes positive only. So it is always a positive. Whatever the positive or negative value you can take in the place of a, but whenever the modulus is there, then it gives only positive. Here also positive. Positive plus positive cannot be 0, isn't it? If you add two positives, you won't get 0, isn't it? So when it won't be 0, only one case. If a is 0 and b is 0, then modulus a 0, modulus a 0. Only in this case only it becomes 0. So that means if we won't get this one, a and b both should not be taken 0 at a time. If a and b taken at a time as zeros, then only it should be equal to 0. So that means here why this condition is given for a linear equation means, for example, this condition is not given if you are taking a equal to b, c equal to 0, c equal to 6, a 0, b 0, then what happens? 0 into x 0, 0 into y 0, c equal to 6 is equal to 0, 6 equal to 0. You will get this an equation. It is not an equation. 6 equal to 0, is it an equation? No. So why we are getting here 6 equal to 0? Because a and b means constants or coefficients. At a time a and b are taken as zeros, you will get like this. So but if you get this one, it won't be a linear equation. So that means at a time a and b should not be 0, but a equal to 0, a not equal to 0, b equal to 0, c equal to 6. Then what happens? A not equal to 0, that means ax will be there, b equal to 0, 0 into y 0 plus c equal to 6 is equal to 0. Then if you simplify, ax plus 6 equal to 0. Now you got an equation. So here you will get a single variable linear equation. It is also linear equations. Nothing will happen. Only b 0, a not equal to 0, you will get a linear equation in one variable. In the second case, if you take a equal to 0, b not equal to 0, c equal to 6, then what happens? 0 into x 0, it is not 0, no, by plus c means 6 equal to 0. Add, simplify these terms, you will get this one. This is also called as a linear equation. So only here b not equal to 0, a will be 0. Only here a will be 0 we have taken, you will get the linear equation. Here only b is taken as 0, you will get the linear equation. If both are taken zeros, you won't get linear equation. But a not equal to 0, b not equal to 0, c equal to 6. Then what happens? Ax plus by plus 6 equal to 0. Here you are getting linear equation. This is general form of linear equation in two variables. So if A and B both are non-zero values, then only you will get two variable equation. Okay. This is two variable linear equation. These two are single variable linear equations. So what is the difference between two variable linear equation and single variable linear equation? For example, x plus x minus 2 equal to 0. X minus 2 equal to 0. So if you draw this equation in the graph, you are getting like this. This is x axis, y axis. If you draw this line in the graph, you will get this one. How is this line? This line is always parallel to y axis. So a single variable linear equation, here y is x is there, only x is there, that equation always parallel to the y. Here which variable is not there, that this line is parallel to that axis. Okay. Here x is there, it is parallel to y. For example, y minus 4 equal to 0. If you draw this one in the graph, you will get like this. Here 4. So here x is not there, so it is parallel to x axis. The y is there, it is parallel to x axis. That means you have to understand if single variable linear equations are either parallel to x axis or y axis. Okay. And remaining two variable equations are there. For example, 2x plus 3y plus 6 equal to 0. This kind of linear equations if you draw, this equation always intersects x axis as well as y axis. So from this what do you observe? So single variable linear equations are called simple linear equations. These two are called simple linear equations. Simple linear equations always parallel to x axis or y axis. But general linear equation, two variable equations, general linear equations are always parallel, always intersects both x and y axis. So when you are discussing general linear equation along with the simple linear equation, both you have to consider. Okay, our chapter is two variables, linear equations in two variables, but we have to consider the single variable equations also. Okay, so that is the those are the differences of simple linear equation and general linear equation. So now how to draw an equation in the graph? You already learnt in 8th or 7th class. For example, I told no, x minus 2 equal to 0. This is simple linear equation. How to draw this one? First you have to transpose this constant to right side, x equal to 2. Now you can take the order pairs. For drawing a line in the graph, minimum 2 points are required. More than 2 also we can construct the line, but minimum points required to draw a line is 2. So here x equal to 2 means for any value of y, x is always 2 only. For example, y if you take 0, x is 2. Y if you take 1, x equal to 2. If y equal to 3, x equal to 0. Y if you take 10, x equal to 2. In this type of equations, you have to take the order pairs like that. So now you have to draw these 2 points on the graph. So I told now how the points are marked in previous video class. Like that you have to write. 2 comma 0. 2 comma 0 I already told no. If y coordinate is 0, it lies on x axis. On x axis where is 2? Here. You mark this point. 2 comma 1 plus plus both are positives, it lies in quadrant 1. 2 comma 1 means here it will be there. 2 comma 0, 2 comma 1. So these 2 points you join with scale. So this is called x equal to 2. This line name is x equal to 2. So the line x equal to 2 is always parallel to y axis. So here x variable, only x variable is there, it should be parallel to y axis. Only y is there, it should be parallel to x axis. Let us take another example for drawing with y variable. For example, y equal to y minus 3 is equal to 0. This is also simple linear equation. How to draw this one? Y equal to this one transpose here 3. Here what is the meaning of this one? For any value of x, y is always 3. For example, if you take 0x, y 3. If you take x1, y equal to 3. If you take x3, y equal to 3. If you take x10, y equal to 3. If you take x100, y equal to 3. So for any kind of value of x, y is always 3. So now you have to plot these points in the graph 0, 3. If x coordinate is 0, this point lies on y axis. On y axis, where is 3? Here. You mark this point. 1, 3. Both are positive. It lies in quadrant 1. 1, 3. Here it comes. 1, 3 is comes here. So join these 2 points with the scale. You will get this line. So this is called y equal to 3. The name of this line. The line y equal to 3 is parallel to x axis. So do you understand how the single variable linear equations are parallel to x axis and parallel to y axis? Now two variable equations. How to draw two variable equations? Two variables equations, how to draw in the graph? Let us see. For example, 2x plus 3y equal to 6 is there. Okay. Here, for example, when x equal to 0, when two variable equation is given, first you can take x equal to 0. In next class, y equal to 0 you can take. Then how to get the values you can see. When x equal to 0, substitute the 0 in the place of x. 2 into 0, 0, 3y is equal to 6. 3y equal to 6, y equal to 6 by 3, 2. So when x equal to 0 in this equation, y becomes 2. Here already x0 we have taken. Now you take y equal to 0. Y equal to 0. So what is the value of x? So now here take this 0 in the place of y. 2x, 3 into 0, 0 equal to 6. 2x equal to 6. X equal to 6 by 2. So when y equal to 0, x becomes 3. Now you got the order pairs. What order pairs we are getting? 0, 2, 3, 0. Now you plot these points. 0, 2, when x coordinate is 0, it lies on y axis at 2. Here it will come 0, 2. 3, 0. When y coordinate is 0, it lies on x axis at 3. Now join these 2 points with the scale. So the name of this line is 2x plus 3y equal to 6. What do you observe? This two variable linear equation intersects both x and y axis. You understand? So like that you have to draw this line, and without drawing the graph we can do some problems, solving some problems of this linear equations. Okay students? So this is the introduction of linear equations. So tomorrow onwards we will see the sums based on this chapter. Okay, thank you.